Good evening and welcome to Bishop McDevitt High School. This is an interleague matchup tonight. It's High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3, and we're proud to present tonight the York Suburban Trojans, 5-0 out of Division II of the YAIAA, the York Interscholastic Athletic Association. On the other side, Bishop McDevitt, the homestanding team tonight, 0-2 out of the Capital Division of the Mid-Penn. I'm Gary Sutton alongside of Todd McCall. We are ready to bring you a good one here tonight. And it's made possible by our key sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and a special community sponsors group, Hoffman Ford, Giant Foods, Jack Giambalvo, OSS Health, Advanced Hoops, Commonwealth Charter Academy, and the newcomer to the program, Integrity First Home Buyers, EricBuysYourHouse.com. I'm Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you here tonight, and we're ready for a good one tonight, Todd. When you talk about this York Suburban team, it's a team that's under first-year coach Mitch Kemp, who used to play in the program, but I got news for you. This team is loaded. They've got 3 out of 5 starters coming back, and we start with the Commonwealth Charter Academy player to watch tonight, Ethan Hewley. He's 6'6", and this guy can make it go.
And you know what? Here's what he can make it go with. He's an inside-outside player. He can step out. Hewley will hurt you on the outside on the perimeter. We know that he's going to Shepherd, signed, sealed, and delivered. And we know another thing about him. He can put it on the floor a little bit. You'll see some pick-and-roll elevation for him, a little one-on-one move. But at 6'6", he is definitely a floor leader, and that is one of the big reasons this team is 5-0 coming into this game.
Now on the other side, we're looking at the OSS Health player to watch for this team tonight. On the other side, which is Bishop McDevitt, they've got a player out tonight, Kenyon Elliott, averaging 14.9 points a game. But the guy that's going to have to step up tonight is Ryan Russo, a junior guard. We saw a lot from him. He's averaging about 10 points a game. Talk a little bit about him, if you would.
Well, Ryan Russo tonight, even though he's 10 in game, he's going to have to elevate to make up that difference in Kenyon Elliott. Now, Elliott with 14 a game, he's easily a 20, 25-point game kind of guy. So tonight, I think Ryan Russo has to step up as a junior and take that leadership that Elliott brings. So it's going to have to be somewhat of an on-floor general outside of just scoring points. So you need to see him elevate his game tonight, get more than his average in order for McDevitt to win.
It is York Suburban 5-0 going up against Bishop McDevitt tonight 0-2. We're getting ready to start it all here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over $30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality, and when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
And we are underway at Bishop McDevitt High School, and right out of the gate, Tristan Waters buries a 3 from the near corner to take a 3-0 lead for Bishop McDevitt. The Crusaders homestanding tonight in their white, blue, and gold, and black and orange for York Suburban. They've been that way forever. The Trojans up against the Crusaders here tonight.
You got Bishop McDevitt already, Gary, coming into that 1-3-1. Remember, Coach Gaffey's going to try to keep York Suburban off balance by showing them different zone looks. And how about a sophomore stepping up and hitting a big 3 right now at home? 3-0 and a turnover.
First turnover of the game now for York Suburban. That multiple defensive look can really confuse you. And up for the shot, hard driving that time, will be number 25. He's getting a start tonight, Tyshawn Russell, but he's going to throw up a shot. It's not going to be any good off the turnover once again. So each team with a turnover so far.
So Tyson Russell is going to get the start in place of Kenyon Elliott. I know I talked to Coach Gaffey. He's big on his freshman and sophomore class.
And a long 3 near corner.
McDevitt will have to be tough on this glass against this team. This is a good-sized team in York Suburban at 5-0 tonight. They'll have to tack the gaps. That's a good gap tack.
So 2 shots up so far, not going to go.
Cole Brandenburg, the big 6'7" guy, came down with that, Gary, and he's going to have to crash the boards hard tonight.
Talked about Kenyon Elliott averaging 14.9 points a game. He hurt himself against Lancaster Catholic the other night. He's a running one-hander here. Will go in.
That's who we talked about highlighting, Ryan Russo. I mean, Gary, you were big on him from last week, and that's the little things he'll have to elevate ways to score. That shot, kind of a forced shot, really, out of Tristan Waters there on that. But York Suburban's going to look to try to up-tempo the game a little bit and push the up-tempo part of it.
And so far, York Suburban having a tough time finding the holes. It's 5-0. Bishop McDevitt leads it here in the early going. Tristan Waters running a little bit of a weave right now, Todd. Downtown again, another 3 for McDevitt as they come out of the game smoking.
And Gary, I'm glad you were big on Ryan Russo, because right there was a big shot. Right there is exactly what Bishop McDevitt needs.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. It's 8-0. Bishop McDevitt hot coming out of the gate here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
And welcome back to Bishop McDevitt High School as the ball thrown in bounds from Suburban off Bishop McDevitt. And their keys to the game, Todd, let's start with York Suburban first of all.
I thought they're going to have to come into the game tonight and force the up-tempo game. And I thought that I would see a little bit more full court, applying that full court pressure out of them. And then on the other side, shot selection killed McDevitt against Susquehanna Township. And I think that mixed zone look is going to keep York Suburban off balance. That's what Coach Gaffey's going to want to do tonight.
Another long 3 from the far corner for York Suburban, and so far 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Is nothing fallen yet for the Trojans.
You know, we talk a lot about the 3-ball. I mean, for some teams, it's been a way to start and go. But, you know, tonight, if you're going to live and die out of there, this is going to play into the hands of Bishop McDevitt.
Bishop McDevitt getting great shots right now, and that time it's Sam Daly coming in there with a deuce off the jump. And who would have thought 10-0 out of the gate here for Bishop McDevitt, missing their leading scorer tonight, Kenyon Elliott, and they're looking like, hey, they never missed a beat.
And look at this defense and the rotation that McDevitt's getting defensively right now. It's a hassle to try to score against them.
Down the lane comes J.D. Barry, and he's going to get fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for 2.
You know, Gary, you know this from a coaching perspective too, but when you're early in the season, no matter what, even 5 games into the season, when you're looking at different zone looks and they're shifting often, you still wonder during the COVID protocols, are these teams getting opportunities to really practice against these different zone looks? You know, you don't have all your packages in 5 games into the season.
And I was wrong on that, by the way. I want to correct myself. That was Alon Gorham. And he makes 1 out of 2 here from the free throw line for his first points of the night. And the first points for York Suburban down 10-1 here. 4:34 to go in the first quarter on High School Sports Live TV.
A little weave looking again. Daly outside.
Boy, and Daly is just lighting it up right now. Daly downtown for a 3, and so far 3 out of 3 from the three-point line. Threes are wild here tonight for Bishop McDevitt.
Yeah, they needed something. They were 5 for 24 against Susquehanna.
And how about Gorham answering on the other side? Gorham with a nice stroke downtown. He's got the first 3 of the night. That's 1 of 4 thus far for Suburban from three-point land. 4:09 to go in the first quarter here. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall, and the whole crew from High School Sports Live TV with you here on ABC 27. Glad you could join us tonight. This Monday night, good night for interleague basketball as we get the Mid-Penn and the York Area League matching up. Always a lot of pride in the line here, Todd, when you get these 2 leagues matching up in different categories.
Anytime you have a crossover, anytime, because York Suburban's hot, this is a great game for McDevitt. You know, you're getting a little Mid-Penn versus YA. Why not?
Waters, another 3. I'll tell you what, this team has come out tonight to play. The second 3 for Waters. 4 out of 4 from the three-point line so far.
They were 5 for 24 against Susquehanna from 3, and they're different right now tonight.
Gorham gets another look downtown, will not go. 1 out of 5 for York Suburban on the other side from three-point land. So 16-4, Bishop McDevitt up big here in the early going, and they are just moving the basketball side to side, really being patient tonight, like we did not see them against Susquehanna Township. Turnover here, though.
It's their second turnover, and that's a costly turnover. Result, layup, Gary.
Good 2-on-1 basketball on the other end for York Suburban. And checking in with his first points of the evening will be Harry Kelly.
Kelly just capitalized off a turnover. Turnovers will kill you. Coaches will talk about it over and over again. It's the frustrating point of basketball. You got to honor possessions. McDevitt, though, give them credit. They've been really patient, Gary, in this half-court offense.
I think they've been making the defense move side to side here, loosening up some holes for some drives like this and getting shots like that.
But did they signal a charge, Gary? Or I
think they got it for player control, yeah.
Okay. You know, I'm not a referee. I mean, it was one of those. I'm kind of glad I'm not. I don't.
Not
think
a job I'd ever want to do.
That's right. I never had skin thick enough to be a referee, Gary. You know what I mean? I was always good at talking.
You're a very
to him.
sensitive kind of guy. I know. You have feelings, right?
I got feelings, man. I can't be a referee.
Hey, these refs get you. I
God
think they caught
bless
him for
these
a walk
guys,
that
man.
time. Down the lane it comes. Brewer is jammed in the lane, and it's still going to remain with York Suburban underneath their own basket.
I'm anxious to see what they'll do to attack the zone underneath. I'm York Suburban through the years with Coach Hospice as an assistant on the bench. Always creative plays, always good out-of-bounds plays. Right now they're just getting it in.
Yeah, by the way, Joe Hassenfuss, the longtime head coach, one of the assistants on the bench there. Long, lengthy move there along the baseline, up in, and a nice job of scoring again by Gorham, who's been very tough so far for York Suburban.
Gorman already with, what is it, 5? I got him with, 6. And he's going to have to be reckoned with.
Yeah, Gorham doing a great job so far. We're going to take a timeout in the court right now. It's High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Produce is a staple here in our house. Across the board, everybody loves it.
They enjoy cucumbers, bell peppers,
Strawberries and blueberries. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
The kids will go for the fresh stuff every single time because they appreciate nature and what she provides.
16-8, Bishop McDevitt has doubled up York Suburban here in the first quarter. A little bit of a surprise tonight, I think. Foul was called against Waters. That'll be his first. And the team first against team third against Bishop McDevitt tonight. Gorham, who's got a nice stroke here, finishes it off. And Gorham now with 7 points in the game out of the 9 so far.
And we saw a little bump there. You know, Gary, having Tyson Russell really step in for Kenyon Elliott, we saw him play JV-wise, and we thought he was one of the more aggressive scorers on that JV team. And I think Coach Gaffey knew that, his kid's ready for the call tonight, and he's going to have to find ways to score 2 tonight to make Bishop McDevitt effective.
How about Brandon Keith getting in there now?
Brandon Keith,
the,
excuse me.
Sophomore, 5'8". His first one is up and good.
So youth movement tonight, but from Bishop McDevitt, Coach Gaffey's going to give him some different guys to look tonight.
And both of them are good.
That's a great way to, scratch.
Yeah. Step in the game there, and then a steal on the other end. Turnover for York Suburban, 18-9 here, 2:13 to go in the first quarter. They have been hot from downtown, and they continue right there. As bearing again is Waters, who has just come out smoking. Now, he's got 9 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Gary, he's very efficient. He's 3 for 3 from 19-9, 20 foot away, and that's going to help you continually keep your time on the floor.
And a drive toward the basket there, and it's Gorham again. Gorham, who already has 7 points in the first quarter, will head back to the free throw line. Oh, they'll say it's before the shot.
And you look at the size on Gorman. Gorman looks like a football player. I mean, he's big, broad shoulder. He looks like a basketball player / football player. And Gorman uses his size very well for York Suburban.
Brian Russo back in the game now for the Crusaders. Strong move up, not going to go. So Bishop McDevitt has the basketball back here, leading 21-11. And a steal for York Suburban. York Suburban, a team that's very gritty, much like their coach Mitch Kemp in his first season. Mitch Kemp won the 2009 district championship with a buzzer beater at the Giants Center. A lot of people remember that in the boys 3A. One of the more unusual situations, his sister, Jess Kemp Barley, is the head girls basketball coach at York Suburban. So a brother-sister act there, and one of the things you don't see very often. There you see Mike Gaffey over there, who's doing the Gaffey dance up and down the sideline. He is about the most excited guy you ever see.
I agree. Gary, he's probably one of the most animated. I've learned from him, being one of his assistants through the years. He's one of the most animated guys, and he means everything he's done. He plays defense, plays offense the whole game.
So the defense just hounding York Suburban.
Gary, I see a different McDevitt team tonight, don't you? I mean, that last game we called being their first game, they're a different team right now.
Well, they started out the season with 2 tough games. They started late, first of all. Susquehanna Township last week, we had that game. And then, of course, going up against Lancaster Catholic the other night, another good team. They lost to them. So, of course, that was the game they lost Kenyon Elliott with the ankle. So here they are tonight. And sometimes, it's funny how you band together with one of your players going down, and you just have to count more on the team.
And somebody's got to step up.
And there's Cam Brewer out of the corner. Cam Brewer, a guy you got to keep an eye on tonight. He can score in a hurry. He's averaging 16 points a game.
Yeah, Cam Brewer coming in, you said, not only the athletic ability, plays quarterback, has a different role playing football. Usually 2-star athletes, 3-star athletes, you see it in whatever sport they play, they make contributions and differences on teams. Big
game
possession
this year with
here.
6 touchdowns, by the way. He's a guy who can get it done in a hurry. I just like the team offense here tonight. The spreading out, the team offense. They've run the handoff so far, the weave, if you like. But look at the areas they're creating here. Really spreading out that man-to-man defense of York Suburban. 15 seconds to go.
One of the best things I learned from Coach Gaffey as his assistant is keeping the floor balanced. If you look at McDevitt, they keep the floor balanced. They keep it spread out. This allows them to have opportunities for drive and dish.
Waters the hot hand here tonight. And misses 2 shots up, miss. And that will be the end of the quarter. Quarter number 1, Bishop McDevitt 21, Suburban 14. You're watching High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Well, 50, yeah, that's not the number we want right there, but 21-14 is the number that is up as we go to the second quarter here on High School Sports Live TV. Very quickly, the shot up by Bishop McDevitt's not going to go, but they get their own rebound back and then finally knock it down. And Todd, I missed who made the shot on that.
That was Tristan Waters, and that was his 11th point, Gary. And Tristan's all over the place tonight. Someone put a little firecracker, lit a fire under him tonight because he is playing very well here in the first half of this game.
3 out of 6 from the 2-point line so far tonight. But check this out: 5 out of 5 from threes for Bishop McDevitt. The other night they had him for 5 for 24 against Susquehanna Township. To say they got a little bit better is the understatement. As you see, Cam Brewer, what a stroke this kid has.
Yeah, you're right. That is an understatement. Cam Brewer, you can tell just from everything. He's a guy I would see in the lineup, needs more touches, needs opportunities. He's got a beautiful stroke, good release. He's one of those guys you want to find to get open into your offense.
The word pedigree comes to mind when you watch this kid play. His dad, by the way, Eric, was a player at Suburban many years ago. Pretty good player, in fact. I had a chance to coach against him. Haley kicking it out, looking for Waters. Waters with a hot hand. And you know what you're seeing tonight a little bit more, even though you get a turnover there from Bishop McDevitt, is more penetrate and kick, which is giving their 3-point shooters more rhythm here, I think, Todd, and more of a chance to shoot the 3 in their own kind of rhythm rather than being forced by quick defense.
Yeah, it's pulling the help. It's pulling. York Suburban's got to get 5 guys in the paint, and it's allowing opportunities for shooters.
Good block there, and McDevitt gets it back.
Kobe Pate, the young freshman in the game here from Coach Gaffey and his squad, too. So they're youthful on the floor right now.
Suburban, a very good man-to-man team. They've always been that under Joe Hostin-Fuss and then under Tom Triggs, and now here under Mitch Kemp. As a timeout's called on the floor, we'll take one as well. 23-16, Bishop McDevitt leads it on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith. Fasten your seatbelt.
To become a top defensive player, you need proper lateral technique. The cone-to-cone lateral slide drill will help a player practice getting quicker. It's important to keep the feet wide while the player is in a sit-down position with the back upright. When sliding back and forth, avoid crossing the feet or bringing feet together. Big focus on short, choppier steps. The lateral cone drill is just one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
And welcome back. It's 23-16. Bishop McDevitt with the basketball in the lead here with 6:55 to go in the second quarter. Don't forget at halftime will be your Jack Giambalvo halftime report. We'll have all kinds of stats for you and highlights. Looking forward to that. We've got a lot of basketball to play here in the first half, and you can just feel like York Suburban's coming back a little bit right now into this game.
Yeah, turnovers started hurting at the end of the first and the beginning of the second quarters. 5. I got McDevitt at 5. I might have missed one. 5 turnovers here, and that's what kind of hurt him a little bit, letting Suburban back in.
Waters with a tough miss there and a little running one-hander. 3 out of 7 so far. And then speaking about running one-handers, getting up there again is Gorham. And one of the numbers that jumps out so far is Hewley has yet to score in this game.
Yeah, and Hewley needs 8 to get 1,000 coming into tonight. He's 8 shy, so maybe he's just taking his time and just letting the game come to him. He's not forcing anything.
First 3 missed tonight for Bishop McDevitt. It was a big miss because it was an air ball.
Yeah, 5 for 6 from the three-point line. Still, I know Coach Gaffey will take that. Here's where they need to get a stop, and Gorman is the one guy they got to keep between them and the basket if you're a Bishop McDevitt fan.
Gorman's been tough thus far. Here's another steal for Bishop McDevitt trying to get to the basket. And what a move. Not going to go, though. Or is it? Yes, it will. And a great job of getting to the basket off the steal for McDevitt. And number 22, that was Ryan Russo with a great move. He's got 5 points tonight.
Yeah, Russo definitely, like we said, had to elevate his game tonight coming in. Looks like we have a player down, Gary.
Yeah, it's Harry Kelly, the 5'10 junior, down right now. Suburban will get it back. Trying to get it inside. And there you saw that great move. Down the court by Russo, and then switching hands right at the end up and in. You see Kelly over there. Must have turned an ankle or something.
Ryan Russo, another football player. McDevitt's getting great contributions from guys that play multi-sport athletes is the best way to describe them.
A lot of football players as well on this Suburban team. There's a deuce near side. Will not go off the hands of Suburban.
The battle of loose ball, you know, Coach Gaffey will preach that too, and I know that Coach Kemp is too as well. It's like that ball's on the floor, especially this time of year in possession-wise. Got to get your jerseys down on the floor to get the ball.
I'll tell you, Bishop McDevitt plays great defense tonight, really jamming the lane, jamming the middle down pretty well. This 1-3-1 that's moving all over the place, I think has really got Suburban a little bit fouled up here in the half court. Suburban using a lot of motion against it, though. You can see him rotating people through the baseline and in the corners. And that's where you want to attack this, is the far corner.
Yeah. Odd number.
There it is.
Even number front and the odd number against the odd number front to attack gaps, run guys baseline. But McDevitt's doing such a super job on it defensively. You know, they've got 3 games on it with it now.
You know, McDevitt is really changing up with this defense, and they're closing out so quickly. Doing a great job with it thus far. 4:30 to go here until half. 25-18, McDevitt leads it. Best played game of the year so far for the Crusaders.
I would agree. Just they're seasoned already, motion-wise, offense-wise. They're keeping the floor spread well. They're moving the ball well. A lot of movement, good penetration. They're kicking, looking for each other. Look at the ball movement.
Respecting the possession. Look at the touches in the inside, and then they get a nice 3-stroke again out of that possession for Brandon Keefe. Yet another guy burying one. Now 6 out of 7 from the 3-point line for the Crusaders. They are unbelievable tonight out of Treyland.
That is absolutely the big key right there.
Brewer was lining one up there. Downtown we go. Not going to go for Suburban. Back inside. And you're going to get a foul called. So Suburban not able to hook up from the 3-point line, but they'll get to go to the free throw line to try to score here. As the foul is going to be marked up against Brandon Keith. That's going to be his second. It'll be the team 6th against Bishop McDevitt, as heading to the line is Aiden Hewley. His first points of the night with 3:41 to go here in the second quarter. He averages 16 a game. He's heading to Shepherd University next year, a really nice Division II school. Here's a guy that can shoot it outside, can take it inside for you. Hewley misses the second one.
That makes him 7 away from his 1,000 tonight. 993 points. What a feeling that must be tonight, coming in this game knowing that you have an opportunity.
Now down to 7, as you said. 3-stroke, not going to go. Back out it goes, though, to McDevitt.
Second chances tonight. McDevitt's getting second chances on their offensive end. That's one thing that York Suburban's going to need to make an adjustment at halftime, is getting bodies on people.
There's another 3. This one not going to go. And all of a sudden, started to shoot the 3 like we saw him do the other night. Not with the same kind of rhythm we saw here so far in this game. On the other side, you've got Suburban missing one downtown again.
Shot selection, Coach Gaffey talked about in Susquehanna. They probably had a win there, and McDevitt did. And shot selection killed him, and look at that drive.
Tyshawn Russell?
Tyshawn Russell, what a drive, what a move. I mean, we're talking about a 6'1" sophomore at 160 pounds. Look at the move.
Yeah, you really like this guy. Good job by Tyshawn Russell getting to the basket.
I think
and finishes off the three in the tough way.
My fault, Gary. I think Tyson Russell's found himself an opportunity where maybe you won't see him as much on the JV team anymore. He's now elevating himself tonight, especially into a varsity role if you look at it, and he's playing it well.
Another turnover for York Suburban, and blasting on through will not go. Waters with a rebound.
Turnover is becoming an issue for York Suburban as well, Gary.
There's a nice look from the far side for York Suburban, and all of a sudden getting to the game now is Hewley. That's his first bucket tonight. He's now got 3 points.
He's the sleeping bear that McDevitt doesn't want to wake up. This kid knows what he needs for 1,000. You get him going, get the scores going, and next thing you know, I mean, it's a different ball game.
Dump off. Waters is hot. Won't make that one, though. Offensive rebound, 2 shots up. Not going to go.
They're letting it play a little bit. A no call there. Or maybe, maybe he drew a foul.
They're up between Brewer and Gorham and Hewley. You got a big triumvirate there to build a team around. You had another guy earlier in the year, Savon Sutton, who was heading off to South Carolina, actually is there now at Legacy Early College.
Savon Sutton is such a great player. And a natural scorer.
Only a sophomore. But he would have been part of 4 out of 5 returning guys from last year. They think this might be the most talented Suburban team they've ever had, which is speaking a lot because they've had some unbelievable teams over the years. Look at the motion here, though, by Fisher McDevitt so far.
This is complete. This is what McDevitt does. This is why I always give a pat on the back to Coach Gaffey. Look at this. Spread the ball out. We know time and score. We're under a minute. Maybe they'll play for a last shot here. These are a lot of these little small principles that I took into my coaching career that I learned from this amazing man, and that is, look, why are we in a rush? We're up 31-21. Spread the floor.
We're looking to get out there, maybe get a steal. They're working down here, just working the clock a little bit, trying to get some opportunity. Baseline it comes. And then get an easy shot underneath, up and in, off the hands of Cole Brandenburg, who doesn't score often, but scored there.
Cole Brandenburg, the 6'7", gets a scratch into the lineup, and that was a big key bucket right here before half.
Nice look in the lane as well for York Suburban, and scored again is Hewley. So Hewley is getting on track now.
Yeah, he's 3 away.
Now 7 seconds left, coming down to 6, and you get that shot off. Down the lane it comes to Brandenburg again. He's not going to make it. Puts it back up, not going to go.
I believe they called an over the back. Did it go over the back on Brandenburg, Gary? Maybe that was the call.
And I think Brandenburg did come over the back, and foul's going to be called. It's going to be his first, team 7th. So we should be walking back to the other end. No, it's going to be an offensive foul. So 2.6 seconds to go. Let's see if York Suburban get a shot up. And they do at the buzzer, but will not go. And that is the first half here at Bishop McDevitt High School, 33-23. The Crusaders lead it. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3. Back with your Jack Giambalvo halftime report right after this.
High School Sports Live is really excited that in 2021, we're going to bring high school rivalries right in your living room. Eric Brewer from Integrity First Home Buyers is with me. He's a community guy. He stepped up to help make it possible for parents and community members to see high school sports live right in their backyard. Talk about why you're passionate and why you feel like it's a mandate for families in the community to see sports during this time.
As an athlete growing up, some of the fondest memories I had was seeing my parents in the stands, knowing that they were there to support me throughout the week of practice in preparation for games. The biggest moment for me was the opportunity to play in front of my friends and family. As a parent, I've been on the other side now, and I want to be there for my children, specifically for my son. The kids and the student athletes still know that their parents are watching, and then as parents, we can still be there to experience and cheer our kids and our student athletes on, even if it's through the television, because we can't be there personally.
Well, we appreciate that. We know the viewers at home appreciate you making this possible. Integrity First Home Buyers is not just an overnight operation. You've been around for 15 years. Talk about we can buy your house, the cash, all the features. Talk about those.
Thanks for asking, Charlie. I guess the biggest thing would be when we buy houses, we buy them all cash as is. We allow people the freedom and flexibility to choose their settlement date, and then there's no fees or commissions. So we've been around for 15 plus years. We are a member, and we do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Can you define quick settlement a little bit more? Because some people might need the flexibility of having a settlement happen a little later as compared to right away. Define that a little bit.
So quick solutions allow flexibility with settlements is what I like to use when I describe it. Some people want to have the solution of having their house sold, but the settlement for them might be something that they want to schedule maybe a month, 2 months, or 3 months out in advance. So we always say we provide maximum flexibility to our sellers, which means we can make you an offer on your property and we can settle in as little as 7 days or as long as 7 months, whichever works best for you.
I like the cash feature. However, my favorite is as is. I'm a guy that doesn't want to have to redo the roof or paint the house, and as is appeals to me. Talk to everyone about what as is really is.
So let me tell you about as is. As is means you're selling the property in its current condition with no obligation to make any repairs. So a lot of times people will market and agree to sell their property as is, but you got home inspectors and appraisers and all of these people that come in and may require different repairs for the property in order to get it to settlement. When we buy it as is, there are absolutely no repairs. We'll buy it with a leaky roof, a failed furnace, a bad septic, literally anything that would go wrong with the house, we'll buy it just the way it sits.
Well, we really appreciate your support. You go to ericbuysyourhouse.com and you're going to find out more information about how you can take advantage of a successful business that might be able to help your family in a time of need.
The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Life does get expensive.
But I feel like a Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, you know what? That's great.
Yeah.
Teach your children well.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Produce is a staple here in our household. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
Teach your children well.
And welcome back to the Jack Giambalvo halftime report. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me is Todd McCall. I'm sitting down here in Dover. Todd's up in Harrisburg, and the game's being played at Bishop McDevitt. So go figure that one out, right, Todd? But nevertheless, we're looking here at a whole lot of numbers at the half. And one of the things we wanted to do, first of all, was to check out our Advanced Hoops halftime highlights, because it got a lot of good highlights here in the first half. And it was Bishop McDevitt coming out of the gate tonight looking really hot, Todd, in a way we have not seen so far.
And I think right away you saw them a 1-3-1 defense, and they were forcing turnovers. But right there, Hewley, who's only 8 points from 1,000, needs 3 more, got a little jumper to get going in the second half. But this is back to the first quarter action where Ryan Russo, we talked about having to step up. And all these great shots that you saw out of McDevitt was coming from penetration and ball movement. And then, yeah, you can't keep great scorers down. Gorham got going a little bit, got it going inside, outside. But turnovers became a little bit of an issue. But right there's another great shot that Brewer, a great athlete, got going on. But I love the play of Tristan Waters. I mean, McDevitt was 6 for 7, Gary, as you mentioned, from the three-point line. And I thought Tristan Waters was a big part of it. He had 11 in the first half. Gorman's a leader with 11. Gorman on the York Suburban side. But right here, shots you're seeing in these highlights right here are all done with good ball movement and floor spacing. This is an ideal clinic on floor spacing. There's a penetration because of floor spread by McDevitt, Gary.
Yep, and passing opposite, getting to the baseline, letting the big guy, Brandenburg, get involved there. Good passing, too, here by York Suburban. You see them hitting the high post a lot and getting some good shots there with Hewley toward the end of the half. They had not really gotten a lot of touches for him throughout the half. And so Hewley, you take a look at the first half scoring so far. You got Brewer with 7 rather. You've got Harry Kelly with 2, Hewley with 5, and then Gorham with 5 in the game. Make that 8 in the game so far. And then you take a look at our halftime stats here, brought to you by AT&T and Capital Region Insurance Agency. And I'll tell you, there's one number that just jumps out beyond all the rest of them. You take a look at that three-point line, and you can see where the lead is right now, Todd.
You know, they had to do something different. Their shot selection against Susquehanna, we think, cost them. I think they win that game against Susquehanna 8 out of 10 times, or 80 or 90% of the time, with shot selection. Tonight, forget the 5 for 24 from Susquehanna, 6 for 8. And Tristan Waters got it going, and Russo got it going. And look for McDevitt to continue to do those kinds of things with floor spacing. On the other hand, I thought turnovers was a little bit of an issue. Free throw-wise, though, you got to give both teams credit. Listen, only 1 miss between both teams. That's not bad right away there either.
Yeah, Tristan Waters with 11 points in the first half. Career night for him thus far. You had Daly with 5. You got Russo with 5, maybe the most athletic play, switching hands there in that one layup coming down court. 5 points for Keith. You got Tyshawn Russell with 3, and Cole Brandenburg with 2. So you kind of have a feeling like that Mike Gaffey said to his team, hey, we got Kenyon Elliott out of the game. You got to pick it up, guys. Everybody's going to have to get involved. And this team's very offensive, but they passed the ball well tonight. They spread the floor well, as you mentioned. They penetrated. They've kicked. They've done a good job of getting threes in rhythm tonight, which we didn't see in the first game against Susquehanna Township. So really that's the difference maker and the reason they have a 10-point lead here at the half. On the other side for Suburban, they're hitting that high post now pretty regularly with Hewley. And I think you're going to see some interesting numbers there in the second half from him as he started to kind of stretch his prowess out a little bit there at the end of the first half. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
And welcome back to Bishop McDevitt High School here. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall as we close out our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Get ready for the third quarter. Biggest lead of the first half, 16-4 at 3:50 of the first quarter for McDevitt. Each team had 6 turnovers in the first half, and the closest that York Suburban's been so far was at 3-0. McDevitt led that to start the game, and so York Suburban clawing their way back in, but still down 10 points as we start the second half, and McDevitt with the basketball.
Yeah, they spotted McDevitt 10 points. They were up 10-0 in that first quarter. They edged their way back by going inside now. But look back here. This is clock chewing, great basketball out of McDevitt.
And there's a steal away by York Suburban. Get it all the way ahead out to Hewley, and Hewley hit right away for 2 points. And as we said, this guy is starting to get on track a little bit, and that's a concern if you are Bishop McDevitt.
Yeah, he's just 1 point away from his 1,000 now, so he kind of feels it. He started feeling it late in the second quarter. He woke up the sleeping bear. He's one of those guys you don't want to let get going. McDevitt, again, look at the clock management. Just with the ball motion, I give them so much credit.
And the throw up there, not going to go off the hands of York Suburban. Picked it off McDevitt rather, and York Suburban throwing it back down the other end. And here's McDevitt, hard drive to the basket and in by Russo one more time. And Russo, a guy we really like a lot.
Russo with 9. Yeah. He had a step up. He had a 3 earlier in the first quarter, and now this is where he elevates his game. His average was 10. He needs to get above his average tonight, Gary.
Penetration here from York Suburban, not going to go.
I like what Cole Brandenburg's now doing. The big 6'7" are getting on the boards. He's 245 pounds. He's getting on the boards a bit.
And Russo misses the 3.
Yeah, he didn't hit anything. Didn't hit the iron with that at all. So it doesn't give your team a chance to get the rebound, giving McDevitt the ball, or excuse me, Suburban the ball.
6 out of 9 from 3 tonight for Bishop McDevitt. Still pretty good numbers. Anytime you're shooting well over 50%, there's Brewer. Brewer's getting some looks, and he's passing them up here a lot. Looks like the top of the key. He's got and he's got such a great stroke.
And get him in rhythm, and he's got to take that shot.
Now he's got it. And misses that one, but that's the look you want.
I tell you, he's had some where he would have been in rhythm, Gary. You were right about him. He's a rhythm shooter. That time he looked to the right before he took it. I think just you let him step into the ball. That's the difference in him.
And Tyshawn Russell with a hard slashing move to the basket. Won't go, but he gets fouled on the play. I'll tell you, Russell showing you something there as the foul's going to be marked up against Brewer. It'll be Brewer's first of the evening.
Tyshawn Russell's also having a step-up game. He does not look and act like a sophomore. He's playing at an elevated status tonight. He's playing like an upperclassman. 25, congratulations to you. You're having your breakout night tonight.
First free throw missed tonight for Bishop McDevitt. 3 of 4 so far. Second shot coming up here for Russell. And Russell buries that one. So Russell now with 4 points in the game, and the lead has been up to 11 points. 12 was the biggest lead so far in the ball game for Bishop McDevitt.
They're playing a tandem kind of matchup now, 2-3. I don't know if you noticed this. This is 2-3. Don't be fooled by this. This is not a man-to-man look. This is a tandem 2-3 matchup, and they're getting turnovers in it.
And they're attacking out of different places then as far as closing out. Look at Waters going hard to the basket here again. And Waters now with 13 points on the night as they continue to score at will right now. And I'll tell you what, the way they're playing that matchup has York Suburban confused. They're calling timeout. It's 38-25. McDevitt's up the lead here on High School Sports Live to be on ABC 27.3.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Team Pennsylvania AAU basketball is centrally located in the Harrisburg area, home of our state capital, and Team Pennsylvania AAU is the largest, most successful AAU program in central Pennsylvania. While 2020 was certainly a challenge, Team Pennsylvania remained committed to helping its top showcase players land college scholarships. They have once again shown that they are the premier program for anyone looking to compete at the next level. This upcoming February, they'll be holding their 2021 Spring AAU tryouts. Team Pennsylvania is a program you can count on. So register early at www.teampahoops.com or call 717-657-2620 for an opportunity to compete at the highest level in 2021. Back here at Bishop McDevitt High School, 38-25. York Suburban trying to figure out a way to get inside this defense right now that Bishop McDevitt has thrown at them, and they are really, I think, confusing the Trojans at the moment.
I just love the matchup. They're so active on the defense. Look at the movement. Look at the tangent. The 2 guards up front are playing against that zone. You've got to have ball movement. There you go.
And they got good ball movement. They got good touches in the lane at the high post. As stroking that one down is finally Gorham getting back on track again. Gorham now with 11 points in the game. And we're going to check that. Gorham has 14 points now on the ball game. He's cut it back to 10 points. Here comes Suburban down the lane again, and a deuce up and in.
Somebody
this one coming again from Gorham. Someone woke him up all of a sudden.
Yeah, somebody gave him the old, hey, guess what? we want to continue to be undefeated. You're going to have to step the game up. Now he is. He's kind of getting easy buckets. There's some turnovers. And I think Coach Gaffey might take a timeout on it. Good call.
Lon Gorham all of a sudden with 16 points in the game, and they've cut the lead to 8. Bishop McDevitt leads at 38-30 on High School Sports Live TV.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
And Lon Gorham with 7 points this quarter, 16 points in the game, and all of a sudden Suburban is close to within 8 points at 38-30 during this timeout. And what are you saying right now if you're Mike Gaffey in that Crusader lineup?
Coach Gaffey's going to say one thing right now. We've got to get back on defense. Our transition back on defense was bad. We didn't stop the ball, and that's how Gorman scored. In that Trojan huddle right now, they found something different, a little recipe. How about up-tempo a little bit? How about beat the zone up the floor, and then we'll score easier? I mean, basketball is those kinds of principles, and I imagine those are the kinds of things talking about in the huddle right now.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is make sure you keep on hitting Hewley at the high post. That seems to be the key to their offense, because when he gets it, it sucks the defense in. They've got to respect his drive, and then you can kick it back out, and you start to get those easier shots.
That's exactly right. Now we're going to look at, I'm going to say one thing that McDevitt doesn't want to do is turn the ball over after this run. I used to tell my teams constantly, I know you did too, Gary, answer the team's runs. When a team goes on a run, you got to come up with an answer, and that's a good possession on offense.
Really, and they've been doing a pretty good job respecting the offense tonight, respecting each possession, which we did not see in the opening game as much.
Exactly.
Waters, nice pass to the baseline.
Oh,
You're going to get a walk called, so a turnover here against Tyshawn Russell, and now Suburban a chance to cut it back to maybe even 5 at this point.
McDevitt with 2 turnovers, and that's a tough call for Russell. I like what Russell's thinking. Hey, it's my time to make a penetration move right now because the help side defense has been a little slow out of Suburban, so that wasn't a bad thought process mind-wise.
Let's see if they get that back to the high post again. That high post has been available, and again, a running shot along the side, and that is going to be Cam Brewer again, who's getting to the act now.
Brewer with 5, and Brewer, they've got a lot of scoring options here. Guys know they need to step up.
Brewer with 5 points now. The rebound for Bishop McDevitt, keeping it alive back out front.
McDevitt now shooting 60% from the three-point line. Remember, you don't want to go there too often. This is what hurt him in Susquehanna, getting good high-percentage shots. Coach Gaffey's talking about it, keeping the floor spread now and getting ball movement. This is how they've been scoring tonight against Suburban.
Hey, Suburban has really closed out much better this half on their ball defense. They are really doing a good job of getting out and putting more pressure, getting McDevitt out of rhythm when they're shooting.
Yeah, cut this game to 6.
Cut it down to 6 right now and a chance to bring it even closer. Hard driving move, the basket will not go. Follow-up not going to go. Rebound again, and now taken away by Waters. Waters off the races. And Waters says, I'll put it home the right way.
6'1" sophomore showing what you need to do. That's why this guy is going to be talked about through the years. Look, you knew right away he was thinking one thing, and that was power dunking that thing as soon as he got that steal by having his hand in the passing lane.
There's another steal here for McDevitt.
Back-to-back turnovers.
2 straight turnovers, and then Russell gets it back, but you're going to get a foul call before the shot. Maybe called on Hewley. So we're watching right now, 2 straight possessions Suburban gives back. They're down by 8. You know, it's interesting tonight when you watch Waters, and Waters was kind of the accomplice the other night to Kenyon Elliott. Now with Elliott out of there, Waters seems to have very nicely assumed the new role of being the top scorer out there.
He sure has. I want to give him the step-up award of the night.
Back out they come. You got Jacoby Tate in there, a freshman, with fire plug.
I love Jacoby's on-the-ball defense. I like. He's a solid. I think he's going to become a solid contributor, solid point guard in his future.
A little running one-hander. How about that one?
Brandon Keith with a great shot, a tough shot, but a great shot nevertheless.
Brandon Keith with 7 points tonight. Big shot from the near side, not going to go from Suburban. Back inside it goes. Good up and under. Left hand move, will not go, but the foul's called as Hewley will go to the line.
How appropriate is this, Gary, that Hewley going to the line, he's 1 point away from going 4 digits and 1,000 in his career. So how appropriate to do it at the foul line. It's easier to stop it from the foul line.
There you go.
Never forget that foul shot right there.
8 points, and he's now hit 1,000 points in his career. Aiden Hewley and everybody realizes they're shaking hands right now. And Mitch Kemp will walk out and give him a hug. Mitch Kemp, 1,000-point scorer himself when he was at Suburban. Now hands it to Hewley. He'll take the ball and put another one back in play here.
I don't realize that people, and I was fortunate, and I know you were too, Gary, to coach many guys that got an opportunity, well, not many, but those that selected few that did get the chance to get 1,000 points. What a milestone in your career to have 1,000 points.
Talks about a body of work. It really does. I had a daughter who scored 1,000 at Dallas-Town, and I remember how proud we were that moment for her. As 9 points in the game now for Hewley. We're back to basketball now. A little bump out front. Just handling the ball there was Rico Scott, and the foul will be marked up against Alon Gorman. So Gorman with his first foul. The team third against the Trojans here in the third quarter. 1:34 to go in a very fast-played third quarter. 8-point lead right now for McDevitt. Each team with 9 turnovers so far in this game. They're trying probably to do a little bit too much that time with Lek Powell.
I think you're right, Gary. That was a bit of a force. And that's where McDevitt's just got to say, okay, we got a nice lead, time and score. We understand. Push back down the other end to score. Why not take that one?
How about that? The attack down the lane again by Rico Scott. His first 2 points of the night. He was going the whole way when he got the basketball, and then it's thrown away by York Suburban the other end.
Here's another thing. Rico Scott's only a freshman. Coach Caffey is starting to get these young guys in here. Hey, they're going to be okay. And, you know, Gary, interesting note when I talked to Coach Caffey before pregame. I mean, I was kind of kidding him, but in a serious way, I'm like, man, you guys are playing. You're playing an SEC schedule. Who's next? Kentucky, Susquehanna. You play Lancaster Catholic. You got a 5-0 York Suburban team, and tomorrow night you play Middletown. I mean, this schedule is a tough schedule for McDevitt this year.
About to come, really valuing the possession here. Pass and cut, keep that defense in motion. You're playing against a man-to-man team as good as York Suburban. You have to keep them in motion, trying to open up one-on-one or cutting lanes. Penetration from Neely, not there.
Just keeping the ball spread right here, playing for the last shot. Some of the little small things you do to continue to do clock management when you have a lead. Up 44-34. McDevitt does not have to be in a hurry. They can take the last shot. Look at that, good patience.
Down to 16. I love to see the team doing about 11 seconds here. Let's see if we get it. Let me get it. It's got a foul out at the top. And the foul will be against Gorham. And for Gorham, that's his second foul. Team fourth against the Trojans.
Gorman's a guy you don't want to have off the floor. I mean, you need him, especially in this crucial junction of the game, going into the fourth quarter.
Still 14 seconds to go. Pick that with the ball. Try to get some kind of penetration here, and either a kick or a layup. Instead, you're going to get a charge. And that's not what you wanted from Russo. As Russo is going to get caught a little bit out of control coming down that lane.
Russo needs to stop and pull that one right there. I mean, a little soft jumper would probably be exactly what you wanted to avoid that charge call.
4 seconds, turnover. 3 seconds. Let's see if you get a shot off here. Brewer pulling up for the shot. That's going to be blocked. And that's going to end the quarter. District 7 has kept its lead, 44-34. We head to the fourth. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality, and when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world. And we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
And welcome back to Bishop McDevitt High School. We head to the fourth quarter in this interleague matchup tonight. Bishop McDevitt leading York Suburban 44-34. They've had the lead right out of the tap tonight, 3-0, and they've just built on it. As big as 13 points tonight and as small as 3, but it's been kind of 10 here the whole way through since about the second quarter, Todd McCall.
It has, and I mean now this is where that fourth quarter surge needs to happen out of York Suburban. I'm kind of looking for them maybe to go, a little full court pressure. If you're Bishop McDevitt, you just need to recognize and handle any pressure comes your way and be able to be ready to close this game out. Gary, I got to say this too: shot selection when you have a lead.
Jacoby Tate with the foul there. It'll be his first, the team's third against the Crusaders. As good and hard defense here by Bishop McDevitt. They really have kept York Suburban in their half court tonight, not in a good rhythm at all.
They just
Here's Brewer. Brewer with a nice move to the basket. Cam Brewer getting in there for 2. He's got 9 points in the game.
They've kept him off balance the whole time. I mean, with the different defensive looks, and that's one thing Coach Gaffey does. And Coach Kemp making an adjustment by pushing the pressure a little bit, up-tempoing a little bit.
And then quickly another turnover, and coming back in the other direction is Bishop McDevitt. They're going to get fouled in the transition. And again, this guy that we talked about tonight, Rico Scott, another of the many guys that have stepped up his game here this season with Kenyon Elliott. And remember, Kenyon Elliott averaging almost 15 points a game, out tonight with a sprain at least during the Lancaster Catholic game. And so everybody in his team has stepped up and really put out a stellar effort here this evening.
Rico Scott, just a freshman. I mean, this is really fun to watch if you're a Crusader fan, because the youth movement contributing in a varsity game like this is only lengthening McDevitt's bench and helping them stockpile for their future.
So he misses on that second one. 45-36. Each team has 11 turnovers tonight thus far. And it seems like there's been a lot more than that, but really not. Both teams have played pretty good in a kind of an up-tempo game. I see Bishop McDevitt has really extended the court here and putting some pressure on York Suburban and forcing York Suburban into some turnovers, and Gorham's going to be called for the frustration foul there after giving it up.
Yeah, York Suburban has 6 turnovers. That's 12 for the game. I mean, that was one thing I didn't I'm surprised at a 5-0 team right now, and that's what's hurting them. And that was caused literally by backside pressure by Ryan Russo getting a hand in there.
What they've done tonight, the combination for the Crusaders so far has been that matchup in the half court, and then a little pressure here full court, and another driving layup down the lane again from Russo, who's been so wily tonight in there. Russo down with 9 points in this one. Make that 11 in the game now for Russo. So here's Cam Brewer heading to the line. The only thing I've seen from Brewer tonight that I'd do a little differently, get him a little bit more offensive. You know, he's got had some good shot opportunities tonight. And this one's not going to go from Brewer. He picked off here by McDevitt.
Yeah, starting to hurt him a little bit from the foul line now, not hitting the foul shots, and I think that's one of the things. In Brewer, having opportunities within rhythm, should take the shots.
Look at the spread that McDevitt's running there. They took a quick 3 from Rico Scott, but you don't need to take any quick threes now if you're McDevitt and you've got basically a 9-point lead. You really want to respect that possession we talked about. Hard move, baseline. They're going to call, I think, a player control foul here, a charge.
That's exactly what New York Suburban bench didn't like it too much, but that is a charge going the other way.
Ryan Russo is going to be the guy who got in the way there, but He cleared out with his arm. Whenever you have that arm stretch out, that's where you're going to get the foul called. And we get a timeout on the floor, or do we? Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 47-38. McDevitt leads it on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
One of the key moves I teach young players is the drop step. It's important to establish position first with both feet in the neutral position. Allowing players to choose either pivot foot, depending on the defense's position. Once you secure the ball, using a power dribble, drop step toward the basket with two hands to seal the defender. This will help a young player finish with great balance. The drop step is just one move a young player will learn in my post class.
And welcome back, Bishop McDevitt, where Bishop McDevitt leads at 47-38 over York Suburban. And Todd, for York Suburban right now, what do you have to do to get back into this game? You're down right now by 9 points.
But first of all, when you have free opportunities from the foul line, you've got to convert. Second of all, I feel like you've got to get your scorers more involved. And I think now you're going to have to elevate your full court pressure, and you're going to have to try to force McDevitt, turn him around, turn him over, and try to get some turnovers and force the up-tempo game. Beat the defense up the floor. You're not very effective right now against McDevitt's defense. The only way to do that, beat them up the floor. But if it's not their style of gameplay, then it's not in the playbook. So, here's the full court pressure I talked about. Just token them.
It's kind of soft. It was big on the inbound, and then they just dropped off a little bit. And there's Waters again, and Waters has just been outstanding tonight. 17 points for Tristan Waters. What a game he's had.
That's the step up you're looking for. Again, he gets the step up award of the night.
Here's Brewer with the pull up. Brewer not going to go. Rebound underneath. Not going to go again from Suburban, and fighting them off is Russo for Bishop McDevitt. Up by 11 now, 5:44. Still plenty of time to go in this one. But now you can afford to start to play a little bit of clock, can't you, Todd?
You can. You can play clock, and right now this plays into McDevitt. They know time. Look at it. You can spread the floor, a tough shot. You take it out of a guy who's had a good night tonight.
But you don't want to be taking those very quick shots like that. 3 shots, they walk away empty-handed. Now Suburban with a chance to get back into it again. Here come the Trojans. They've got to start to hit some shots. They're kind of out of kilter right now offensively. And there's Brewer running a one-hander, and Brewer gets it down. He's got 11 points.
Brewer's starting to find his thing again. He's just got to keep 9 points there at single digits. It's where you want it. If you're McDevitt right now, this is what Coach Gaffey tells you and teaches you to do. Keep the floor spread. Make sure it's a great shot. He's looking for layups only right now.
Well, he's trying to play one-on-one games right here. And you see Russell going in, tapped away that time. You got to really make sure, though, you're taking good shots out of that offense if you're going to spread it like that, because Suburban right now fighting to try to come back. There's your 3, not going to go. Rebound, Russell.
That's another great thing Russell's doing is on the boards tonight.
And the steal back, but are they going to call the foul here against Suburban?
I think Suburban got the ball back, stepped on the line, and give it back to McDevitt.
Yep. So out of bounds, and ball comes back to McDevitt. They lead by 9, 4:30 to go, and they're really trying to make 5 one-on-one games right now. They're just spreading you out and trying to get you one-on-one.
And it's worked to this point because help side defense has been a little bit delayed for Suburban.
And there it is again. They got the easy shot inside but couldn't make it. Again, if you don't get the easy shot, bring it back out. Suburban, they're going to get called for the turnover on the other end.
Got him with 8 turnovers now here in the second half, and like 13 overall, 14 turnovers. I mean, anytime you're in those double digits, that's one of the things you're going to talk about when you get back to your locker room tonight, and you're going to look at in practice tomorrow, is how to limit your turnovers.
I think McDevitt has made Suburban play a little faster tonight than what they're equipped to play at the moment. Again, I haven't seen Suburban in their 5 wins so far this season. They've been really good, but tonight McDevitt made them play just a little bit faster than maybe they wanted to play.
When you cross over Mid-Penn, you got one thing about Mid-Penn is just solid performances night in and night out from these teams. Tough shot.
Suburban's still only down by 9, 3:52 to go. They need some points in a hurry. Good hard move to the basket, will not go again. Waters with another rebound, and Waters certainly has got to be a leading contender tonight for our Hoffman Ford Player of the Game.
He would get my vote. He has a step-up game of the night tonight. Tonight, Bishop McDevitt looking a lot like a Coach Mike Gaffey team, just patient tonight, keeping the floor spread.
What you have to watch right now, too, if you're McDevitt, is putting the ball a lot on the floor without having a purpose. You know, the dribble's got to be a vehicle for you. And you saw Russell kind of playing with a little bit right there, and Brewer with good, quick hands.
It's a great point, Gary. I mean, and in your selection, remember, in your selection, 3 minutes and 29 seconds, 9-point lead. You don't go stall completely. You go good shots, and that's a turnover with McDevitt, a costly one.
Well, the game's played in stages. Now you're at the stage where, as a coach, you take over the game at 4 minutes. And here's Brewer looking to try to get something going as he goes down the lane. Will draw the foul, I believe. And they'll say no. He was actually called for the walk here. Let's take a look.
Maybe got him for an extra half step. I don't know.
Maybe.
That was a tough call.
Yeah, I thought he was made a pretty good move. Here you're getting some of the motion you wanted, but again, you're throwing it away into the backcourt. You know, one of the great keys here you teach kids at this particular point in time is make the easy pass. There's a beauty to the easy pass right now. You don't want anything going too hard, do you, Todd?
No, you do not. And, I mean, easy passes, sure, keep it in your hand, keep your dribble. Do not pick up your dribble too far away from the basket. Take the dribble somewhere with a purpose.
And one of the things you haven't seen this quarter, for example, is Gorham has not touched the ball this quarter. He had 16 points in the game. Hewley has not touched the ball this quarter. He's got 9 points in the game. So you're two big guys. You're trying to get involved there. You got Brewer with the basketball right now. He's getting fouled. He's going to the line. But that triumvirate has to kind of be balanced out a little bit.
I would agree. Tonight, the identity of York Suburban lost a little bit. You've got a lot of guys that can score when you got Gorman, Brewer, Hooley. Tonight, it didn't seem your turn, my turn, whose turn, you know, and it kind of didn't come out of the flow of things. And I think that's one of the costly things for tonight for
Going to get another shot here is stepping into the lane was number 21. That was Gabe Villios for McDevitt. So another shot here for Brewer.
Brewer getting a little cold from the line. He's got to come back and get this one here, especially with no time ticking away on the clock.
Always works like that, doesn't it? You get one more opportunity, and Brewer will knock it down. He's got 12 tonight. Timeout on the floor for Mitch Kemp and York Suburban. They're going to try to make one final run. They're down by 8. 2:57 to go on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
So it's a tale of two cities here with 2:57 to go. Todd McCall, on one hand, you got York Suburban needs to get 8 points caught up. Mr. McDevitt needs to protect the basketball. What do you say?
Get protection of the basketball, finishing it out from the foul line when you do get fouled. If you're York Suburban, when there's no time on the clock, you got to make the free throw line count. Right now, maybe getting McDevitt turned over, looking at a little trap somewhere, blindside trap if they have it. You know, ways just to kind of force turnovers without fouling yet. McDevitt, don't press yourself, right, Gary? Don't press yourself. Keep the floor spread, get a good bucket. 5 foot away.
There's that easy pass we talked about. You don't even have to make a penetrating pass right now. You know, here's something that's 100% true. If you have the ball, they don't. And there you throw up a tough shot running down the lane. And that was Russell. Probably not the best shot in the world, but he got away with it.
You know, you'll take that out of the sophomore being aggressive, and it goes in.
So 51-41, McDevitt leads it, and at the line will be Gorham. It's the first time he's touched the ball, really, for a scoring opportunity this quarter. It goes back to something you said, Todd, about the balance tonight and really getting players to touch the ball in their areas of strength.
Exactly, and I think they have so much to offer here, this York Suburban team. It's just wondering who and when and how. That's just more game and practice time.
18 points tonight for Gorham. 51-43, still an 8-point lead here for McDevitt. Suburban trying to find a way to make some new possessions, get some turnovers. And really right now, if you're McDevitt, you're done playing Suburban for the moment. You're playing the clock.
Exactly, and now if you're McDevitt, watch that trap coming. You got to keep your dribble, split the trap, and I think Coach Gaffey's going to take a timeout.
And we'll take one as well. 1:58 to go, an 8-point lead. Bishop McDevitt leads it here on High School Sports Live TV. It's ABC 27.3.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Welcome back. It's Bishop McDevitt High School. Free throws for the game so far. McDevitt 5 out of 7. York Suburban 8 out of 12. And this could become a free throw parade down the stretch. We'll keep our eye on that, Todd McCall. But 51-43, McDevitt leads it. And again, I guess the mission remains the same how for McDevitt. Make the easy pass, keep the floor spread, and for Suburban, they're going to have to start to double team a lot more on the ball and rotate up.
That's exactly right, Gary. I mean, these are great calls. I mean, you're coming out of this timeout if you're York Suburban, and one of the things I saw them throwing a little double on that. Just be stingy and let them out of the double. If you foul into the double, that's okay. Like, so when you're putting that double trap on there, be extremely aggressive. If you throw a foul in it, that's okay. You're putting McDevitt to line. That's what you're probably going to have to do at this point.
And one of the things you do if you're Mike Gaffey is keep the ball in the middle of the floor, but they lose it here, and Suburban's got it back. And Suburban's going to come hard to the basket, blocked on the baseline. Here comes McDevitt. You don't need a layup right now, but you're going to get one instead. And Russell, hard into the basket for a deuce.
Well, Russell didn't make that one. Actually, it went out, Gary. That's the thing from, I know, our vantage point, so it stays 51-45.
Well, how about that? Back to 6 now, as Gorham is going to make one on the other end. And Gorham now with 20 points in the game. And all of a sudden, with 1:33 to go, we got ourselves a ball game. Look at Gorham. Just a good change of pace there to get in there and then lay it in strong. He paused for a second, got the defensive man off stride, and then laid it in. So 1:33 to go. We'll keep it right here. And, Todd, let's go first of all to Mike Gaffey's huddle there. He's got a 6-point lead. And the pressure's on right now. You know, Suburban's charging hard. You're trying to handle the ball. You don't want to take bad shots, but you can get into kind of basketball purgatory sometimes between what do we do? Are we offensive? Are we kind of defensive with the ball? How do we play this?
Right. First thing he's going to tell you is, guys, 2 things we did when York Suburban forced turnovers. We picked our dribble up way too far, and we didn't shorten our passing angles. Number 2, when we get this opportunity, we do not have to score. They're going to foul us, finish from the foul line. Then he's also telling them to recognize any pressure coming their way. If you see the double coming, split the double. Be one pass away when you throw the pass. Gary, we talk about that, right? One pass away, one step back, one pass away. If you're McDevitt, don't throw the ball to someone else and not be a relay pass back to you. You always got to be an option.
Not Suburban, create new possessions with your defense right now. Really come up hard, and if you're going to foul quickly. Walking back to the other end as the clock continued to go for about 2 seconds there. So we'll go back to the other end, and it'll be a free throw shooting time for McDevitt.
I think that the clock, you said, Dad, it was probably about 2 seconds. It ticked off of there after the foul call was called.
And now the clock looking a little weird up there, 13:10, so we'll see if that gets set back to 1:31. By the way, an interesting number here. Talks about Suburban's really good defense here in the second half and maybe a little impatience on the part of Bishop McDevitt. They were 6 of 9 in the first half from 3. This half, they're nothing out of 3. McDevitt's only scored 2 points in the last 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Make it 3 points now with that free throw.
Belios needing a big one there. These are big free throws down here in the stretch when you're trying to pull away and find a way to get a victory.
How about that? Your senior steps in and says, I got it, my first 2 of the night. And, man, what a big 2 they were. Get it back up to 8, 1:25 to go. And Suburban needs quick shots here and good shots. Strong move, going to draw the foul again. And if you're McDevitt, you don't want to stop the clock. But it's going to be Gorham, I believe, going back to the line here again for the Trojans, or make that Hewley, rather. Hewley has not really touched the ball much here in the second half.
Yeah, I have him with 11 points here tonight. He did get his thousands, and he's a guy that just a big part of this Suburban team, and I think they're going to have to find ways to get Dooley the ball 5 foot away.
Here they are, back to 6 it comes again, and turnovers now are what you need, and it comes, and breaking the press nicely, and Russell in there off a wonderful pass that time from Jacoby Tate.
Russell with 8 points and 8 big sophomore points tonight on a step up, and give Jacoby, the freshman, on the foul line, give him a big night tonight.
They're going to say it was a foul before the pass, so Tate steps in there, and Tate misses it, but the rebound to Waters, and now you start to play the clock totally. You really don't need a shot right now if you're McDevitt. And McDevitt is going to get the turnover nevertheless. Good defense by York Suburban, and York Suburban with a chance still with 1:05 to go. Plenty of time, down by 6.
And turnovers will kill you. Right now, Coach Gappy's a little frustrated at that one. You know, the worst case scenario is hold the ball. You got 5 seconds to hold it. You can get 5 seconds off, even if you get a 5-second call, you know?
Another bucket up and in for York Suburban. And again, it's Gorham who has been dynamite here. I've got him for 22 points in this one. And a foul on the baseline. Dooley with the foul. So what Suburban has decided to do here is if we don't get the steal, we're going to walk you down the other end and make you shoot it. And, man, they send Ryan Russo down there to do it. He has not been at the foul line yet tonight.
If I was Russo, I'd step off that line for a minute until I know I'm definitely getting it. I never like to be on that line as a shooter. I like to be in rhythm and step up to it, but that's all right. Some guys are different. Russo with some big clutch free throws right here.
Well, these make the good free throw shooter great and the okay free throw shooter good. But in this case, Russo misses the front end of the double bonus. So a 4-point lead. Going to be a 2-possession game either way, assuming that Suburban will get the rebound on a miss or inbounded on the make. Russo's second one up. That's no good. And right now, Bishop McDevitt is hanging on, and here comes Suburban with a basketball. 44 seconds to go. Lean out top. Double team. Tying it up is Bishop McDevitt. And the jump ball will go to underneath with York Suburban.
Man, oh man, I tell you what, Jacoby, well, actually McDevitt's going to get it. So what a great play
McDevitt to get it
out
back
of Jacoby Tate. I mean, he come back from the backside and got a steal and then got on the floor to tie it up. That was a big defensive play for him right there as a freshman. And that could be one of those plays where coach will talk about in practice. If you go on to win this, it was because of crucial defense and winning the floor battle.
Well, Hewley is going to be called, I believe, for the foul. And make that Gorham will be called for the foul. That'll be his 4th as they're going to send Tate back to the line. He missed his last 2. So Jacoby Tate heads back to the line. Only a freshman. Man, does he answer the call this time.
You know, he's showing that he is ready as a freshman to in other words, begin to be a little floor general for you.
Well, he misses that one. There's still a chance here for Suburban. 29 seconds to go. There goes Brewer. Brewer's going to get fouled. Again, you stop the clock. You can see what York Suburban's doing right now. They're saying, okay, we're going to come at you. You've got to stop us. And Brewer is going to go to the line, so you get a chance to shoot now. No clock, Todd. And big moment here for Cam Brewer.
Yeah, I mean, you come away, you make both of these, and you're a 3-point game. You're 1 possession away. I mean, that's the closest, really, Suburban's been all night. They spotted a 10-point lead to McDevitt in the beginning, and that was give McDevitt credit. That was good play, good offensive play, and good defensive play. Now, free throws become. This is where sometimes youth-wise, you know, they learn to win games by winning from the free throw line.
Brewer with 12 points, 3 out of 4 from the line, rattles this one down. He's got 13, make it 4 out of 5 now. So the junior pulls his team to within 4. It's the closest they've been. And both of them, that's the closest they've been with the opening 3 of the game from McDevitt, which is right out of the gate. Now you're in territory. You're going to foul immediately. And this time you've chosen Lek Powell to go to the line. And Lek Powell has not shot anything yet tonight, so he's going to head to the line for the first time this evening. with still 23.8 seconds to go. It's an eternity, Todd McCall.
It's, you know, when you're a coach and you're trying to work hard to get that first win, McDevitt's had so much success under Coach Gaffey. And right now I know Coach Gaffey's going, I'm playing youthful movement, trying to get a big win against a 5-0 team. My team needs to make free throws to pull this away. And Powell drills it.
Wow. And Lech Powell makes it a 2-possession game with that one. And that's the key point.
Oh, Gary, how big was that one? And Powell going to Shepherd to play football.
So he will meet up down there with Mr. Hewley, who'll be playing basketball. Underneath it goes, and another layup in. Up and in, and a great pass from Cam Brewer, and a timeout on the floor as the easy bucket from Hewley will take a timeout and come right back. 15.4 seconds to go. Bishop McDevitt leads at 56-53.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Gerald Jarman, former Division I point guard from the University of Richmond.
The figure 8 cone dribbling drill is a great drill to teach players how to cross over right and left as they go around the cones in a figure 8 pattern. This also teaches a player to hook the ball right and left as they go around the cone. These skills in a game speed motion will help a player develop control and speed in the open court. The most effective way to execute this drill is to time them in 30-second intervals so they push themselves at a fast pace. This is a key drill I teach my players in my class.
Yeah, definitely.
15.4 seconds to go in this one. Suburban has closed it to within 3. McDevitt's got a 3-point lead, hanging on. 15.4 seconds to go. And now you're deciding, and of course our Giant post-game show coming up, we'll have our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, and of course our Hoffman Ford player of the game. But right now you've got to decide, if you Mike Gaffey, who you want to handle the basketball and who you don't want to handle the basketball, in terms you know they're going to get fouled, and so you got to be ready to get somebody that's going to shoot free throws right now. Who do you want to put in the hands of?
I really think that maybe you want it in Velo Sands, the senior. I think the other guys, Ryan Russo, at this point you're willing to say, hey, man, step up from the foul line, do your thing. And those are a couple guys you might want to look at in this late juncture of the game.
3 out of 3 so far this half from the free throw line. And right now you've got to get a foul quickly if you're Suburban. You cannot allow them to get down the floor. And finally they do get a foul in the backcourt. And they decided they're going to send the freshman back to the line again, Jacoby Tate, who is 1 out of 4 there thus far.
So fouled probably on the pass or a play or hit before he got released. Now this will make it a 2-possession game if he makes one.
So Tate, huge one right here. You get 2 free throws, so it makes you a little bit better free throw shooter on the first one. I always think that helps you, and there you see help Tate. He's got 2 out of 5 so far.
Look what the freshman does. Comes in. Here's another guy who gets a step-up award tonight. That'll go, number 3.
And he misses the second one. Rebound for Suburban. They got to get a bucket up very quickly, and then a foul immediately. There you get the shot up. Not going to go from Brewer. And the time's going to tick out, and that is it. 57-53. McDevitt has won it tonight. A lot of people thought they were going to be shorthanded coming into this one, and they win this one from York Suburban in a great interleague matchup. York Suburban fighting back the whole way, but 57-53. McDevitt gets their first win of the season. They're 1-2. York Suburban now drops to 5-1. We'll take a break. We'll come right back for our post-game show, all here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Produce is a staple here in our house. Across the board, everybody loves it.
They enjoy cucumbers, bell peppers,
Strawberries and blueberries. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
The kids will go for the fresh stuff every single time because they appreciate nature and what she provides.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
And welcome back to our Giant post-game report. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you here. And an outstanding game tonight. It was Bishop McDevitt really setting the tone out of the gate, hitting 6 out of 9 in the first half, Todd McCall, and really balanced scoring tonight, especially with Kenyon Elliott out. And you saw a lot of people really step up. It's like the dream night for Coach Mike Gaffey.
I think this is the wake-up. Again, when we saw McDevitt a couple games ago, that was their first game. They hadn't even had practices. This looked like a team tonight that we've seen Gary Sutton out of McDevitt for years that Mike Gaffey's been there now. And that is a patient team, a team that found ways to get everybody involved by keeping the floor spread. And they did a great job defensively, keeping them off balance. I thought that 1-3-1, and then when he went to the 2 matchup, really literally hurt Suburban.
And I thought he really did a great job out of the matchup of attacking from different places, not always the same slides. And I think it had Suburban a little bit off keel. Suburban was trying to establish that high post pass for their offense in and out, and they didn't get it consistently in the half-court game tonight the whole time. And I thought that really threw them off. I'll tell you what, Suburban's going to be an outstanding team this year. You can see that. They've got all the tools with Gorham and with Brewer and with Hewley and the other kids they have going on. I mean, they really have an outstanding team. But tonight I thought that, Bishop McDevitt did have them off balance a little bit throughout the evening. It got a little helter-skelter in places, and some key turnovers and key moments really hurt them.
I think you said it. Turnovers, you're right. Double-digit turnovers, that's something you'll look at when you go back into practice or look at this game film. The other thing, too, is I think is a little too late to realize, hey, wait, we can up-tempo and beat the defense back down on the floor. And when they did that, it got their scores touches 5 foot away. I think that they can look a little bit more to Hooley and Gorman because these guys have the ability to score 5 foot away, and they're very athletic. So once they get that identity fully together. I mean, again, they're 5-1. They were atop the YA too, so they're not in trouble, so to speak. A good crossover game and a good learning game to come away with.
It's a good learning game tonight. And anytime you play the Mid-Penn, you're going to play good teams in the Mid-Penn, and the Crusaders certainly a much better team than their 0-2 record. They started the season late, and they're still kind of getting into their stride as well. But you look at this game tonight. Let's take a look at our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game first of all. A lot of good plays here tonight. A lot of good basketball in this 57-53 win by Bishop McDevitt. But let's take a look at our play of the game. Here it is.
And when he bounced out here, you knew what Tristan Waters was going to do. Boom! Tomahawked it down. And that's only a sophomore. He's a kid, 6'1". Take notice, Mid-Penn. Take notice. You talk about a guy with a step-up night. He gets my step-up award as well tonight. Number 1, Tristan Waters, the power dunk.
Well, he had 4 threes tonight as well, so a pretty good night for Tristan Waters. And speaking of Tristan Waters, he's also our Hoffman Ford player of the game. He had 17 points tonight. He was helped out by his teammate Ryan Russo, but 17 points, great floor game throughout the evening, and timely buckets like this. Nailing the 3 in the first half. Take a look again. Here he comes underneath, and he knows how to move without the basketball, too. Well, you love it. And then going full court in the transition game and switching hands at the last minute. A nice little kiss off the glass. And then an exclamation point. Great night for Tristan Waters.
Unbelievable. And I didn't know if you saw that little Euro step he used in the play before that. This is a sophomore. Take notice mid-pin. Tonight, step-up game of Tristan Waters. That's why he is definitely unanimously a player of the game.
Well, for York Suburban, the big three doing it again tonight. Gorham with 22 points this evening. He had a good effort. You also had Hewley with 13 points and Brewer with 14 points in the game tonight, but not enough. On the other side, we said Ryan Russo with 10 points, right on his average. He's been averaging that so far. He's going to get better and better. And, of course, Tristan Waters with 17 tonight. And a lot of help from his friends off the bench with some big buckets when they really needed them. Hey, we want to thank Chad Edwards and our whole Invicta crew here tonight. Great job this evening bringing these pictures. And, of course, Todd McCall, just absolutely fantastic tonight doing color commentary. Charlie Fortney and all the hard work he did tonight. And, Taylor Dippery, who does a lot of work behind the scenes. Also, Jim Gallagher with our stats. Our next broadcast coming up this Friday. It's Dallastown at Red Lion. Man, it's a battle of the Cats. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's one of the great rivalry games. They're separated by a mile. 6 p.m. we'll do the JV, and it's 7:30 the varsity, and it's all going to happen on ABC 27.3. Hey, we had a game tonight, and it was a good interleague game. 57-53, Bishop McDevitt with their first win of the season for the Trojans. Back down to the YAIA, where they've been dominating at 5-0. Now they're 5-1. And we thank you so much for joining us here this evening. This has been High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
We're here at OSS Health with another live interview with Dr. Abby Kelly. She has a special program she developed here at OSS Health. It's unique to South Central Pennsylvania and beyond. She's going to talk about it. It's a female-focused program.
So I developed the program specifically for female athletes, and the goal is to treat them as a whole. So not only prevent, treat, or manage their orthopedic injuries, but also treat their medical conditions, any psychological conditions that they're suffering from, or nutritional deficiencies. So it's those types of things that are also really important for the female athlete to excel in sport.
I want to ask you this. High school student athletes, there's a lot of females watching, a lot of girls athletes out there watching High School Sports Live. We hope so. Out of the menu you listed, what is the common reason why these female athletes at the high school level maybe need to come to this program? What are you seeing?
I think one of the number one things definitely is injury prevention. There are some orthopedic injuries that are really common among the female athletes. So we have athletic trainers that are heavily involved in injury prevention and some different types of programs that the female athlete can participate in. We also have strength and conditioning coaches on a referral basis that I can recommend for female athletes. One of the other big components of the program is nutrition. So oftentimes these athletes are not actually eating enough calories to account for what they're expending without knowing it. So really, the program is to provide education, sometimes just simply some education on sports nutrition, sports psychology, like performance anxiety, those types of things, and also prevention of injury.
Having 3 daughters of my own, this is a great program. My big question is, how can a mom or a dad or a coach recommend their daughter and refer their daughter to your program? How can they get in this program?
Yeah, so it's very easy to get plugged in with me here at OSS Health. I see patients in the Powder Mill location in York and also in the Mechanicsburg location. Our website has services listed, and under services is the female athlete program, so you can schedule an appointment with me through our website, or you can call our main number at 717-848-4800 and get scheduled with me in one of the 2 offices that I see patients in.
Dr. Abby Kelly, the focus on female athletes, this is unique. Not only is this program unique, but OSS Health Orthopedic Center in Mechanicsburg is one of the only, if not the only in South Central Pennsylvania, walk-up orthopedic care centers. Take advantage of it. You can go to their website at osshealth.com.